Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Unmatched. This one is a special one because it's my first solo episode and I'm coming here as a high achiever and a total overthinker to talk to you about setting goals. I used to write about 15 goals on January 1st, color code them, plan my best year ever, and feel the weight of failure by like end of February or March when I wasn't checking every single box. But this year something different happened. So when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I found myself in what I call now a creative chaos. And I talked about it on social media at the time. It was just crazy and overwhelming for me because I was coming from a corporate role where everything was structured and everything is given to you to having complete freedom to do whatever the you want with your time and your energy, and I just couldn't figure it out. I was just too overwhelmed. If that sounds familiar though, I have great news for you, and here it is. Chaos is not such a bad thing after all. It's where creativity lives, and I figured out how to embrace it and build a process that works with my energy and not against it. I call it creative chaos now, and I'm going to show you how I turned it into a goal-setting framework that's both effective and playful, but also surprisingly fun. So grab your notebook or your laptop or your iPad or whatever it is that you want, and let's structure and plan our 2025 together. Okay, so disclaimer. I know. There's too many productivity methods out there. And personally, I have used and tried myself so many of them. And honestly, I have a huge issue with traditional goal setting methods, especially when you are a creative. The biggest reason why I dislike them is because they feel so heavy. They were all about ticking boxes, discipline, and forcing myself to follow plans that don't feel right all the time. But this year specifically, something huge changed for me. I realized that productivity isn't just about pushing harder. For sure, you have to work hard, but it's more about understanding two simple ideas. One, energy, what gives us life and aligns with who we truly are. And the second one is play. Because as children, that's how we learn and grow and thrive. And as adults, we forget this, but play is the key to creativity, growth, and staying inspired. So today I've done the exercise of documenting my new goal setting framework so I can use it again for 2025 and you can use it too. And the reason I love it so much is because it's not just effective, but it's also fun and it's also aligned. And it's what I've been using to grow Unmatched for the past year and navigate my own life. Okay, so step number one, start with your energy. The first step is figuring out what energizes you. And this is huge. This is the first step and probably the biggest aha that I've had this year. And it's no exaggeration. One of the biggest influences has been Simon Alexander Ong's book, Energize, a powerful guide on how to manage and align your energy to achieve your goals. I've also learned so much about myself by exploring my human design profile with my coach Lucia, who's helped me understand how to work with my natural energy instead of against it. And I will link both to Simon's and Lucia's profiles so you can check them out if you want to. Because here's the thing, if you're trying to work on goals that drain you, you'll give up sooner or later, trust me. So here is how I do it now. Number one, reflect on your wins and joyful moments in 2024. Now grab a notebook or, your phone, whatever notes, and ask yourself, what gave me the most energy this year? What projects or people or activities made me feel alive? And what drained me and what do I want less of in 2025? So for me, for example, hosting the first Unmatched Table event was one of those moments. I felt so aligned and energized, connecting people and sparking thoughtful conversations. These are the clues you need to set goals that feel good. The second thing is list your energy drivers. Write down 5 things that fuel your energy. So for me, for example, that looks like deep connection with people, creating content that inspires transformation, learning and sharing new ideas, aligning my work with my purpose, and creating systems that bring ease into my life. Okay, so now that we've figured out how energy works and flows in our lives, let's talk about step number 2. Set playful goals. Now, once you've identified your energy drivers, it's time to set goals, but with a twist. I call them playful goals because they're rooted in curiosity, growth, and fun, and not rigid timelines. Here's the main difference. Now, a traditional goal would look something like this. I will grow my business to X amount of dollars by June. Now, I find this type of goal to be extremely daunting, especially as a creative. But a more playful goal would look like this. I will explore 3 new ways to scale my business that feel aligned and exciting. Now, of course, you still need to break this down into mini steps to make sure that you achieve and track your goals, but at least it doesn't feel so heavy and it feels much more engaging. And as you can see, the playful goal invites you to stay curious, to take action, and to enjoy the process. It's about progress and not perfection. So how to set a playful goal? Take each energy driver and ask yourself, how can I create goals that invite growth and play here? An example for me would be one of my 2025 goals is to host more unmatched tables events in new cities. And I know it's ambitious, but it's also exciting and playful, and it's aligned with my love for connection with other people. Now, step 3 is the one that gets me really excited every single time because it's using AI as your creative assistant. It gets me really excited to talk about this because this is where the AI magic comes into play. AI is an incredible tool, not just for work, but for goal setting and execution. And I use it daily to support my creativity, to save time, and turn my ideas into reality. Now, here are 3 ways you can use AI to supercharge your 2025 plans. Number 1, you can brainstorm ideas. You can use tools like ChatGPT to brainstorm strategies, content ideas, or project names. For example, I used AI to outline the exact structure of this video, saving me hours of overthinking. And if you know me, you know. Number 2, you can automate tasks you hate. Identify the tasks that drain you and use AI tools to automate them. For me, it's things like repurposing content across platforms or creating summaries from research or creating structures and scripts like this one. Number 3 is staying organized, using tools like Notion or AI-based calendars to organize your goals and track your progress. AI can help you break goals into smaller steps and remind you to stay on track. Now, quick tip for my human design believers. I prompted ChatGPT to optimize my daily schedule based on my generator profile, and it has been life-changing. If you want me to do another video on this, let me know in the comments because it's all about energy and how to utilize that for you and not against you. And now we're at step number 4, which is break goals into energy cycles. Now, what is this? As a creative, for me, this was huge. Here's something that I've learned this year. Goals aren't achieved in a straight line. Energy comes and goes in cycles. And some days you'll be in full creative flow, and others you'll need to rest and regroup. And that's okay. So how do you do this? First, you break your goals into quarters. So this is what I've done for 2025. I've broken down my goals into the 4 quarters like this. Q1, explore and experiment. Q2, build and refine. Q3, scale and systematize. Q4, reflect, celebrate, reset. But the second other thing that is super important about this is to create space for rest and play. And I can't stress this enough. You have to schedule time off. This has been the hardest learning for me as well. As a high achiever, I always want to keep going. I always want to come up with new ideas and do things. But you have to put play days into your calendar. Days where you do things for fun and no productivity attached to anything that you're doing. Because play recharges your energy. For me, playful time often sparks my best ideas. It's when I connect the dots or come up with solutions I never saw coming. And now for the last step, step number 5, keep it simple and visual. I do not know for the life of me why productivity methods have to look terrible. I mean, for creatives, we need much more visual ways of, looking at information. And so if you manage to keep your goals visual and simple, you are on the right track. I like to keep a one-pager that is called 2025 Energy and Play Plan, where I list my energy drivers, my playful goals for the years, and the key actions I'll focus on each quarter. Now, of course, you can use vision boards and journals, digital tools, whatever works for you. But the key is to look at this plan regularly and ask yourself, does this feel aligned with who I am and where I want to go? And am I energized by the work that I'm doing? If the answer is yes, keep going. And if it's no, pause and adjust. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, is that 2025 is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. It's about aligning your energy, embracing play, and using tools like AI to bring your ideas to life. This framework has helped me plan my life and my business in a way that feels good, works well, and actually gets results. I hope it helps you too. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments what your energy drivers are and how you're planning for 2025. And if you want more tools and ideas and conversations about building a life and business that align with who you are, make sure to subscribe. I've got so much more to share with you in 2025, so stay tuned.